Totem. This is for Aquarius sun sign, Aquarius rising sign, and Aquarius moon sign. I'm Vickieverlie, the Rock and Roll Prophetess, and I am the original YouTube tarot reader. We're going to use the Rock and Roll Tarot deck for the main portion, and then we're going to pull a card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards, both my own creation. If you're a level 2 Patreon subscriber, there will be 3 additional cards pulled from the Songs for the Journey Home. I've been in the metaphysical field for 30 years. I've been reading cards for over 40 years. I used to work on the psychic line, so I'm very conscious of getting to the point. People would pay by the minute, so I wouldn't dance around and endless shuffling and talking in circles. Get to the meat of the matter, get to the point of the reading. That's always been my style. I've shuffled off camera, and I'm going to go ahead and do a loose shuffle right now to pull out the cards to reveal the message for Aquarius friends for the month of May of 2021. If you do not get a message from this, then please do check your rising and moon sign. Perhaps there would be a message there for you instead. Alright, so there is, while I'm laying out the cards, look them over and allow the words and messages on the cards to come forward and speak to you. This is a way that you can actually get a personal message from a general reading, if a specific word or letter, or even if they go upwards, downwards, backwards, forwards, circle, one card right into the other. These are the way that Spirit can talk to you through this deck and bring you messages personally for you. Okay, we're reading for Aquarius. So the first card out is the Knight of Swords. This would be you. There's no gender in these cards, so whether you're male or female, this is going to be the representation of you. It could be you, and it could also represent another air sign person who would be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. Things are starting to move. Things are moving quickly, and we're getting back into action. That's been a theme that's been showing up quite a bit here. So I think it's a lot of, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're getting vaccinated, we're getting up summer, we can get out, and we're not so blocked in by COVID and staying indoors. I always look at these arrows. What are they pointing at? They're pointing at the Lovers. So for many of you, there's some kind of big love attraction going on. It could be with this other air sign person. Again, the Aquarius, the Gemini, Libra, but it's also in the same row with the Knight of Cups. So it could be with a water sign person. And the water signs are the Scorpios and the Cancers and the Pisces. So it could be either or. But the arrows of love are hitting their mark, and they're pointing right at the Lover. So this is going to be definitely a big month for love for the two, for you and someone else. You've been waiting a long time. There's been a waiting. So I don't know if you've been waiting because of COVID and you couldn't be together, or what the case may be, but it seems like there's been a waiting. And in that waiting, there's been this kind of doubts, like, oh, I just don't know, There's obstacles that have to been overcome for this. And for some of you live in a different area. You're not in the same town, or you live in a different area, or even a different part of the world. And I do feel like for some of you, you may be traveling to actually go meet them this time frame. Now that moon is really standing out to me, so we're going to talk about these moons. We're going to have a new moon on May 11th, but as we get into air sign, and we're going to have a full moon on the 26th. And that feels much more in the vibe of maybe where this might be. So it might be as we moved into Gemini after the 20th, and then we're on the 26th of that full moon. It could be on or around that time frame when you may be traveling to finally meet them, or maybe the two of you are going to have a romantic getaway. Maybe you're already in the same town, but you've been, there's been some obstacles here. With both of these cards, there's been some obstacles. And with the Nine of Swords and both of these here, they're showing like there's some obstacles or some frustration. But this is showing that we're having like a big breakthrough, or breaking through, or moving forward. And we could be actually traveling, but even if we're not actually traveling, this talks about leaving the past behind. It's like, let's leave the past behind. It's a clean slate. Let's move forward. And then the Three of Rods says it's going to be, I'm hearing the word, it's going to be a grand success. Now that is not, grand is not a word that I normally use. So that's definitely some sort of a message from Spirit. So there could be, maybe the two of you are embarking on some sort of a business thing. I think whatever this travel or trip thing is what they're talking about, is going to be the grand success. That's what I really feel the strongest about, that it's going to be a grand success. This whole journey, traveling, and the Lovers is there. So for some of you, if it's an existing relationship, you're going to go on a trip and you're going to fall in love again. I might put that as your fall in love again. I'm going to put that as your, you know, you're going to have that time, that romantic time together, and you're going to have, you know, be really happy together. For some of you, you've been apart. You know, maybe you've been apart. Maybe you were in different, you know, locales and you weren't able to be together. Maybe you've been like just, for somebody, for sure, that armor stood out for me. Some of you, this is having to do with somebody in the military, or that's like a soldier who's been deployed or deplored. I'm not sure the word. I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right. But they're away, you know, they're away on a different thing. So maybe you're going to either go see them or they're going to come home and see you. But it feels like it's reuniting, and it feels so good. But that is really what it feels like you're reuniting in one way or another, whether it's just physically through the distance, or if you've just, you know, maybe you've been in quarantine and you're just irritated, and you're together, but you're just like, oh, I can't stand the sight of them anymore. So then you're reuniting, like you're falling in love again. You're coming back together and reuniting in that way, on like on a soul level, or, you know, recapturing your love and your romance together. Okay, let me go ahead and start shuffling up the animal totem cards. Quick announcement is that I will be opening up, for the time you see this video, the solstice readings will be open. So those are the most popular readings that I have. They're available for a limited time, and they will be available if you want to check it out and get into it. Okay, but let's go ahead and get your animal totem for Aquarius. Spider. Spider is the Wheel of Fortune. It's weaving the web. It's destiny. When the spider web shows up, it's destiny. It's Wheel of Fortune. It's fate. Weaver of fate, creator of life, patient builder of sacred geometry, transcending time and space, all are joined in the wheel of life. You know, some of you might just be going on a trip and meet somebody there. It could be some kind of a destined thing. All are joined in the wheel of life, you know. Or maybe you're meeting somebody there, or maybe they're also on vacation too. Or it could be like going to some sort of an event or something in May. Is there some kind of an event that's... I feel like if it was canceled last year, and maybe it's on again this year, you know. And, you know, Wheel of Fortune is a fate and destiny. And I do feel a lot of this fate and destiny of the spider energy is connected to this relationship. You know, this is very much a relationship reading as far as I can tell. You know, that seems to be the biggest theme. And whatever obstacles that you've had here, distance or whatever it might be, you're moving past them, and it's going to be a grand success. That's so funny to me. Alright, everybody, I'm going to do with the Patreon readings, but real quickly I just want to tell everybody I'm offering another class. The people who have been taking these classes are really giving me a lot of great feedback that they really enjoy it. This latest one is the Hamza class. So this is the final product. It'll look something like this, but it'll have your own personal symbols on it and stuff. And it's many layers of paint, and it's more than just a painting class. It's a spiritual growth and development class, and we go into a lot of different things about our own personal lives, and we go into, there's some palmistry and there's some astrology involved in it. So each layer is another layer of consciousness and spiritual growth, and it's just a real hands-on way and a real relaxing and creative way to kind of get into doing some spiritual work for yourself, personal growth and development. So if you're interested in that, you can find that information below. The other thing that I'm offering now, I decided to put a lot of my, I put sketch pads. I got to change that. It's actually sketchbooks. So there's sketchbooks and journals that I'm creating, and they'll be available on Amazon. And if you're interested in that, having something beautiful, and also to write down your thoughts and ideas, but also you're supporting an independent creator like myself. So I always do try to support independent creators, and I like small businesses and stuff, but I mean, that's just a little bonus thing. I want to thank everybody who does that, not only for me, but for all independent creators, and everything else that you do to help support me and my channel here by liking and sharing and subscribing. You can find that in the link below. Thank you so much for all your input and everything you do. It sure looks like you're going to be falling in love again, either again, like with a new person, or falling in love again with the same person this month, Aquarius. So it looks really beautiful. some beautiful energy. If you're planning a trip, it looks like it's going to be a grand success, so definitely do it. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're Patreon level 2, there's going to be a few more cards pulled, so you can shoot over there and check that out. Have the best month of May ever, and we'll speak to you again soon.